I was really a failure. Like really, 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 really a failure.
Not too long ago, my life was built around one single question. What if I fail? The goal was to never find out. That strategy brought me here. The year is 2017. The place is the campus of an Italian business school called Bocconi. Me Too goes viral. Trump is the US president for the first time, and inside one of these buildings, you'll find me. A confused, ambitious and insecure young man who believes his entire shot of success is hardwired to the single shiny title of consultant. But the truth is, he'd set himself on a collision course with the one thing he feared most. Failure.
Like not even an epic failure.
He's James Murphy.
I used to be in a band called LCD Sound System.
LCD Sound System.
LCD Sound System.
A real epic failure you could get behind. Like I tried this big thing and it failed and I lost everything. No, I just kind of like frittered my years away doing nothing.
In New York, at the turn of the millennium, something is happening. Inside these places, kids are starting a new movement. Much like the British invasion of the 60s, the summer of love and the golden age of hip-hop, this period would come to be defined by one name, the post-punk revival. Skinny jeans, blazers, leather jackets, and an explosion of new music. But among the crowd, one man was engineering a different sound. A collision of dance music, electronic and post-punk. That man was James Murphy. And that sound became LCD Sound System.
States like these and their terrorist allies constitute an axis of evil.
The year is 2002. James turns 32, and it's been 5 years since he gave up on his own music. But music found him long before that, when he was still a kid in a small town in New Jersey. This is where he starts, his obsession with sound, misfits and punk rock. Later, he moves to New York to attend NYU as an English major, but during his senior year he drops out to make music. From the early to mid-20s, he plays in punk bands, but they go nowhere. First comes Pony, then Speed King.
Oh, yo!
By age 26, the life he has imagined is drifting out of reach.
And then when I was about 26, I just realized that, wow, my life is not at all going the way I wanted it to go. Like, this is not what I expected. I was always the youngest guy. And then suddenly I was like 26 and I wasn't doing anything. And I was like, that just seemed like a little too old to be doing nothing.
The style of David Foster Wallace defies description in an age where the novel is constantly being...
It's 1996. David Foster Wallace publishes Infinite Jest, and James' world crumbles.
So I was like, if I start right now, he's older than me, but if I started right now, I wouldn't get it done in time to be done with something like that by the time I was his age and have it come out. It's not possible.
Imagine growing up feeling like success is just a matter of time, absolutely sure that soon it will be your turn to show your music to the world.
And I started just being, like, realizing how I was lazy, but lazy never felt right when I heard that. When I said that to myself, I was like, you're lazy. It wasn't that I was lazy, I was just really afraid. I was really afraid of failing. All my life I'd been precocious, and like I was like, I was supposed to be smart and I was supposed to be creative. And I think hearing those things makes you scared that you're going to do something stupid or do something uninteresting, and no one will see you as smart or creative anymore.
In the following years, James stops making his own music. He disappears beyond the boards, engineering, mixing and building his studio. That's where he meets this guy, the British producer Tim Goldsworthy. A friendship that will shape James' entire career. One night, Tim takes him to a club in Manhattan where David Holmes is DJing. That night, Tim introduces James to two things: ecstasy and dance music. Disco and house were the kind of music punk kids were supposed to hate, but James loved it.
I started going to different types of things and meeting different people and like started throwing parties and all of a sudden I was kind of cool.
He starts engaging culture, throws parties, and works as a DJ. Every Friday night he's here, playing records that blurred the line between punk, house, and disco. And by 2001, with him and a guy named Jonathan Galkin, he starts the independent music label DFA. Their first big release is a song by The Rapture. The song that finally united the dance and rock undergrounds. So James has built a label, produced the hit, and filled dance floors. And still, he isn't making his own music. It's February 4, 2002. James is 32, and he believes the ship has already sailed.
And then one night I went to go see a band and somebody else was kind of playing the records that I was playing. And like nobody else was playing the records I was playing. That was like my thing. And I got really mad and I got really defensive and I was just like, what the, that's mine. Who the hell is this? Some 22-year-old. And I got really embarrassed by being like, these aren't your records. You didn't write them. You just play them. You just own them. You can't be proud of yourself for owning them. And it was like this really dense conflict that I couldn't resolve. And that's kind of where Losing My Edge came from.
I'm losing my edge.
It felt really dense and really like easy to write from, like easy to make something from.
Coming up from behind.
It was the first time I'd made music my whole life, but it was the first time I made music that was like, where I wasn't trying to be another thing that I thought I'm supposed to be. That I was just trying to actually be as much myself as I possibly could.
That night in New York, he finally faced his fears. What followed was the beginning of LCD's sound system. That was the moment he stopped hiding behind one single question.
So I realized that I'd kind of like been so afraid of failing and looking bad that I didn't do anything, that I just did nothing, and I could claim some sort of safety in doing nothing.
I gravitate toward this story. It reminds me that failure doesn't always need to be epic, loud, or extreme. Failure could be a life designed entirely to hide behind a false sense of security, a glossy title, a prestigious diploma, or a stunning record collection. Letting go of something that feels safe is painful. Walking away from a career in business was painful. Starting this channel was painful. And sitting down to make these videos is painful. Every video I make, I have to face the gap between what I want to do and what I'm capable of. That gap doesn't close, and maybe it won't ever close. But I'd rather be here, failing and pushing forward, than still hiding behind one single question.
So when I'm trying to I'm like, you guys, you just make something. Don't worry about it. Just make it. Like, stop overthinking it. Like, just make it and put it out. And they're like, well, you can do that. I'm like, no, you have no idea. Like, I spent my entire 20s. Like, you are now younger. Like, I'm talking to some 27-year-old who thinks that I know what I'm talking. Like, it's easy for me. And I was like, when I was your age, I was still 5 years from putting out Losing My Edge. Like, I was 5 years still of complete and abject failure to go. So you're doing great. Like, you're actually doing fine.